I wanted to come on here because I just got finished journaling. I was just really writing about what rhythm I'm in right now. When I say rhythm, I mean the rhythm of the earth. So, earth is a mirror. And I think that a lot of us being disconnected from the earth is the reason why we are out of the rhythm of the earth. The season that we're in right now is the season of spring, which is the season of becoming. And in that season, there are three rhythms that are prioritized, which is clearing, soil, and seeds. Clearing, soil, and seeds, right? Hopefully you still work. And so on the farm and in the greenhouse, because now you guys know that I am still a resident farmer in the greenhouse at New Brooklyn Farms, but I also just got my own quarter-acre of land that I will be stewarding for this season and seasons to come. So on the land and at the farm, we have been clearing out, last season's energy. We have been pulling weeds. We have been terminating the cover crop. We have been, just getting the greenhouse ready for the season. And yesterday I went to my land and I mowed the entire quarter acre because there was a lot of overgrown tall ass grass there. And it was really hard. Like, I've been mapping out my vision on the computer, but like looking at the grass, it was really hard for me to really see the vision coming into fruition, right? And that was something that kind of spoke to me, because when you have overgrown grass or overgrown habits or energy or people in your life, it's really hard for you to see like next steps. And so while I was out there for the 3 hours, I was thinking about, okay, well, I'm clearing the land here, and it got me thinking about what am I clearing in my personal life as well. Like I said, earth is a mirror. So as we clear the land to get it prepared for the farm season, what is it that you're clearing in your personal life to get you ready for your season? You know what I'm saying? The season of spring. I think that, I can just name a few things and say that I'm currently clearing out people. And what I mean by that is people who just could not come with me to the next phase of my life. I'm currently in a very abundant phase of my life, and I'm very grateful. And I think that it's not a coincidence that certain people had to be excluded from my abundance. I also feel like I've had this bad habit of nurturing connections that didn't essentially fulfill me, that didn't essentially nurture me. And so it kind of seemed like a one-sided friendship of me pouring into them, but them not really pouring into me. And so I don't, at this phase of my life, do not have any room for that shit. And I have just been, gracefully releasing people. And when I say gracefully, I always say like release the old with gratitude, because without that old energy, you would not have made it to this point. You would not have learned the lessons that you've learned. You would not be the person that you are. You know what I'm saying? You would not have the wisdom that you have. And so I always release the past, old people, old energy with gratitude, because there's really no bad blood. It's just that our chapter has ended. So people has been a really big thing. And it's really not a lot of people in my life, because I don't have a lot of people who are close to me on purpose. I have solid people, and then I have people who are kind of like in that in-between phase of like acquaintance and friend, because I don't call everybody my friend. And that was another thing that I was realizing, is like there are people who I felt like wanted to experience me on a deeper level, but didn't really have that capacity for the deepness that I actually am. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing to want to experience somebody for your reasons, but it's a whole nother thing to experience somebody for who they actually are. And I think that a lot of people like to experience me for the aesthetic that I bring, or the aesthetic that they see within me, but not like my actual me in totality. So I've had to like come to terms with certain people just not being worthy of the depths of my being. Like, I'm really I'm a deep person. I think most of us are, but a lot of people don't have the capacity for deepness because they haven't been and went deep with themselves, so they can't go deep with anybody else. Um, so yeah, people is one of them. I will also say that I'm clearing out my resistance to being seen. I feel like I've had that resistance for a while of just wanting to be the person who is behind the scenes, behind the lens, not really, making too much noise. But the way my life has been set up is I've always been receiving that energy my entire life. Like I can go out my way to make myself small and still receive energy, still receive attention. So it's like I'm getting out of that resistance of being afraid to be seen, to put myself out there. I'm realizing that as I'm getting deeper into entrepreneurship and being a business owner, and stepping into leadership roles, to say the least, that I actually have to put myself out there. You know what I'm saying? I have to actually put my thoughts and ideas out into the world, and that looks like me showing up and putting myself on display, essentially. You know what I'm saying? So I'm also, a big one for me is I'm clearing out the thought that I need to meet people where they are. Motherfuckers need to meet me where I'm at, and I'm standing on that. Too many times I've heard people tell me like, oh, you're in the future, you're way too ahead, you need to slow down, you need to slow down, whatever, right? But it's like, now that I really think about it, and I feel like I've always kind of had this revelation over and over and over again, it's like, I really do be ahead. I really do be in the future. I really do pick up on shit before a lot of other people. I really do know shit before a lot of other people. And it's a gift, honestly, and I shouldn't be ashamed of it. But I really do realize that I have that's always been what it was. And it's one of those things where like people look at you crazy because you know some shit way ahead of time, way ahead of the time that I guess you supposed to know, or you just know shit way ahead of time before everybody else. And so while you're saying something and you're bringing something to light, people are looking at you like you're crazy. And then fast forward, some time has passed, and then now everybody's like, oh, this is what you meant, and like, while that's a blessing and it's a gift, it's also pretty exhausting to be the person who everybody is looking at crazy at one point, just for people to turn around and be like, oh wow, yeah, like you was actually correct, you was actually right. And so yeah, I'm clearing out that thought that I need to slow down and I need to meet people where they are, and I need to like dumb my shit down for people who just simply aren't on my level. Like, you gotta meet me where I'm at, or you just gonna be stuck in the past. And I think that's also why some people are getting stuck in the past, because those are the people who cannot meet me where I'm at, and they're expecting me to slow down for them. And it's like, I can't, because if I do that, then I won't ever get my shit done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might be ahead of the game, I might be ahead of my time, but I still have things to carry out here. I still have things to do. So I can't put my shit on a halt because you aren't seeing the vision yet. You eventually will see the vision, and when you do see the vision, I'll just say, well, finally, it's about time, welcome. But I can't stop the vision just because you don't see it. And I think that's a message for everybody. It's like, just because people don't see your vision right now, don't mean you gotta put it on hold. Keep going, foot on the gas. People gonna see it later. That's usually how it happens. That's usually how it goes, unfortunately. But I think the last thing that I'm really clearing out, that I can really think of, is like my space. Clearing out my space. I'm clearing out my closet of just articles of clothing that no longer speak to me. Trinkets and things that just collect dust, things that I haven't touched in a while. Like, I've always been big on my minimalist shit, which is why this clearing out of my space has always been like a regular occurrence for me. Like, I don't keep things for too long. I don't hoard things. Like, I'm very big on having a lot of space in my home and having the things that I have be functional things. So most of the things that I have in my house are not just one-use things. It's like multi-use things, which make a lot of sense. Like, I'm not about to buy a whole bunch of shit. I also feel like when I was living back home, like with my folks, like I realized within them, they kind of bought things just to fill up an empty space, but they never touched it. And that always just kind of like stood out to me, is like people really need to fill space with something, or people feel like they need to fill space with something, when you can just let the space be the space. I think when you allow the space to be the space, it turns into it turns into whatever it needs to be in that moment. And that's really how I like to look at like homes and, you know, the space that you're in. Like when there's a lot of clutter, I like to equate that to like, what does your mind look like? You know, what does your mental look like? I'm always inquiring about people's well-being based on like what their space look like, because it's a direct translation, you know. So yeah, I think that's really like the biggest things that I can think of that really comes up for me when I think about what it is that I'm clearing out. Because, you know, after clearing out, and the good thing about clearing is that you're able to see clearly what is in front of you, and you're able to intentionally go into your next rhythm, which is planting, you know, seeds. What seeds are you planting? What seeds of intention are you planting? What seeds are you planting as far as what are you growing this season, if you're growing anything? But if you're not growing anything, like literally, what figurative seeds are you planting that you want to come into fruition, you know? And so in order for you to do that, you have to clear shit out. Shit has to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a matter of piling things on top of things. More so as a matter of like, okay, looking at this thing, looking at what has served its purpose. Okay, now it's time for you to clear it out so that whatever needs to come to you can come to you. And that's like one of the things that I really love about clearing, is that it always makes space for whatever needs to come into your life at that moment. Like, I feel like I've been doing the clearing process, and I feel like honestly I've been coming into people who have been saying these exact words to me, and I feel like we haven't just met. Like, I've met like 4 people over the last like month who said those exact words to me. Like, dang, I feel like we've been cool for a brick. Like, you know, like I feel like it's not my first time like meeting you, you know. And that's like that cliche shit, but it's really true. Like, I've been meeting some really cool people that I actually genuinely feel comfortable around. It's kind of like, and I haven't been feeling like that for a while. Like, it's been a while since I've really met somebody where I'm like, dang, like we really clicked off the rip. Like, we really, like, you know what I'm saying? So that has been feeling cool. Like, I'm grateful that I've cleared some people out, and that certain people are coming in, and it's feeling very safe for me. So yeah, that's really it. The reason why I chose the word rhythm is because I feel like this life is a dance, and the rhythm is a dance between seasons. It's a dance with the earth. It's a dance with yourself. But when there's a rhythm, there's always motion. You know what I'm saying? When there's a rhythm, your body is always moving in particular, specific, free ways. There's a flow, you know what I'm saying? And there's not a particular flow, because everybody's rhythm is different. And that's the beautiful thing about it, is that while we are all following Earth's rhythm and living in the rhythm of the earth, because we are earthlings, everybody's rhythm looks slightly different, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't have to look one specific way. Earth's rhythms never look one specific way. If you really think about this spring versus last spring, completely different. If you think about the spring before that, completely different. I was just telling somebody the other day, like, last spring, 2 springs ago, right, I was able to put my plants outside, like my crops. I was able to plant them around April 30th, right? Because that's when the last frost was. Last season, the last frost was in May, and it was like towards the end of May. You know what I'm saying? So that was like a drastic change for like farmers like us, who were like, wow, like we got delayed. You know what I'm saying? Like, our crops was put in the ground a whole month late, you know? And so that's Earth's rhythm. Like, Earth's rhythm does not look the same each season. And I think that's something that we can all like take with us, is this spring is not gonna look like last spring. This spring already don't look like last spring for me. This spring is so different from last spring, it's not even funny. Like, I'm grateful, but it has came in with such a bang, and I'm so grateful. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining at all, but it's drastically different. The momentum is very much so fire horse energy. And I was just talking to my housemate about this. Like, 2 days ago, I came home around 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's been a minute, I'm not gonna lie. It's been probably like a month. It's been a month since I came home before 1 a.m. So me coming home at 5 o'clock in the afternoon while there was still light out, I was already sized. Came home at 5 o'clock. Around 5:30, I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a nap. I'm really tired. Haven't really been getting my 8 hours, so I'm gonna take a little nap. Probably gonna wake up around 7 or 8 o'clock, whatever. I fucking wake up in the morning at 5:17 a.m. I slept for almost 12 hours. And so I'm really feeling that fire horse energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really feeling that, like, taking off, running, hit the ground running. And I'm really grateful for all of the things that I'm able to accomplish, but I'm understanding that that fire horse energy has to be balanced with something else, or else burnout is on the other side of that fire horse energy. And so I'm just trying to pace myself, but there are so many things to do, y'all. Like, my schedule for May is already almost filled up. I have a farm now. Like, I'm so happy I have a farm now. Like, I've been calling this in for so long, and I really was like, yeah, like maybe within the next 5 years, and that really happened in 2 years. So I'm just very grateful. Like, I have a farm now. I have a space where I can build a community and where people can come to, you know, get back in rhythm, and who can get back in rhythm with me, and, you know, share space and just share love and just tend to the land together. Like, I'm really excited about that. And I have been having this vision, like I always say, I've been having this vision for so long for Evergreen Organics, which is my brand for those of you who don't know, my farm business. I've been having this image and this vision for Evergreen Organics for the longest time. And so to be able to have land to bring this vision into fruition is just, I'm very grateful to bring this to life and just show people what I have to offer them and what I've been wanting to offer them for so long. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity and for what's to come. And I hope that y'all are intentionally clearing things out of your life so that y'all can intentionally plant seeds that y'all want to come into fruition. And I love you, and I'm going to leave now because the sun is leaving and it's a little cold.